Thanks, David. After a 10-year hiatus, a new lithium company emerges from the galaxy. Introducing Lithium Universe Limited, building a lithium future. If it sounds like Galaxy 2.0, the lithium trailblazer Iggy Tan is back. Iggy started his time back in 1995, having commissioned the lithium carbonate plant with Greenbushes, before moving on to spearhead Galaxy Resources as managing director from a $10 million market cap to about $2.5 billion at merger with Orocobre. Iggy was a trailblazer, a pioneer, and recognised the future of the lithium-ion battery future from an early stage. Iggy was responsible through his time at Galaxy for building the first fully integrated mine-to-refinery project. This project comprised of the Mount Cattlin spodumene project, the Jiangsu lithium carbonate plant, and project generation activities also in Quebec, James Bay, as well as the Sal de Vida brine project in Argentina. Notably, the Mount Cattlin project, now owned and operated by Allkem, is a 1 million tonne per annum mining operation, leading to about 140,000 tonne of spodumene concentrator. This notably, when it was commissioned, the spodumene concentrate price was really only $260 a tonne, now trading upwards of $3,300 a tonne. On the right-hand side, the lithium carbonate plant at Jiangsu, now owned by Tianqi. This, during its day, was the biggest lithium carbonate plant in China, and remains to this day a benchmark for process technology within the country. This is rated at 17,000 tonne per annum, and when it was commissioned, the lithium carbonate price was $6,000 a tonne, now trading upwards of $30,000 a tonne. And this provides a bit of perspective in terms of insight into the real lithium trailblazer in which Iggy Tan was within the early stages of the industry as we know it today. Joining Iggy is Pat Scallon. Pat ran Greenbushes for 25 years, oversaw many major expansions within the operations, and brings a very focused lithium skill set to the group. Why Canada? It's in comparison to Australia, Australia's produced about 300,000 tonne of lithium carbonate equivalent in 2022, and really has cemented itself as a backbone of the Chinese lithium-ion battery chain. In comparison, although the ground is very fertile in Canada, little to no production has really come out of the country within the last 2 decades, with only Sayona Mining coming online this year. What we're seeing is Australian expertise, having embedded lithium experience, now making their way to Canada to explore and develop this next frontier in lithium. And as Mr. Lithium himself, Joe Lowry, says, Canada wants to be the Australia to North America. A few words from our chairman, Iggy Tan. Lithium projects are taking too long to come online, and there's not enough to meet future demand. Investment in Canada has been substantial, yet no lithium has really come out of the country. And finally, there are many lithium explorers, but not many have the expertise to actually execute projects. Introducing the Apola Lithium Project, which is situated within the James Bay region, about 66 kilometres south of the Trans-Tyger. When this was staked out by our partner, it was staked between two then unknown companies that were really finding its feet within the region, and commanding a very large tenure of 240 square kilometres. We're not here for exploration's sake. We're here to build a project as quick as we can. The project in James Bay, situated next to proximal to hydropower and airport at LG4, was situated both within 30 kilometres of Patriot's Corvette project and Winsome Resources' Adina project. The licence itself is in the same greenstone belt as both of these projects, including Canset from Winsome Resources, and notably has the same sort of structural conditioning as well as the same sort of host geology as what we're seeing within our peers and neighbours within the area. Now, notably, as you can see here, we use a yardstick in the top right-hand corner. Now, what we're seeing at Patriot, obviously they've just released a 109 million tonne resource, but in terms of intercepts that they have found throughout their discovery phase, we're looking at 156 metres at 2%. And down at Winsome, from surface, 107 metres at 1.34%. So in using the benchmark in the top right-hand corner, these are neither good or excellent discoveries. These are quite outstanding. These intercepts are high grade, thick mineralisation, and notably close to surface. The other main attribute, or what's becoming typical within the region, is that they form these whaleback features or outcrops within the underlying country rock. As you can see here, this is CV5, and notably something else within Allkem at James Bay. The other component on the left-hand side there is the coarse spodumene component, which is becoming prevalent and typical within the region. Now, why do they occur as outcrops? What you can see here is Allkem's James Bay deposit as an example. This is a near vertical, steeply dipping stacked lenses, which makes itself amenable to an open pit mining method. So cutting down and on OPEX and on initial CapEx, producing lucrative viability for the project. In terms of Apollo, what we know, there's 17 known pegmatite outcrops on the license from the government data set. We'll be looking to get boots on ground and ground truth these pegmatite outcrops as soon as possible. From a coarse spodumene perspective, as I said, the CANSET, the James Bay Allkem, the Corvette, and the Adina project all hold coarse spodumene. Now, the reason why this is so important and the benefits of coarse spodumene are simply down to the simple processing downstream. So it's a 4-stage crushing circuit before leading to a DMS circuit where it's separated from waste and spodumene. Now, notably, Iggy built Mount Cattlin from a coarse spodumene project, and James Bay Allkem is also coming out with a coarse spodumene design. What we believe is also going to happen at Patriot up on the James Bay and Trans-Tiger region. This is obviously, the benefits are reduced initial CapEx and reduced ongoing OPEX. Now, the James Bay region is a hive of activity, as everyone knows, with the recent significant resources being Patriot's 109 million tonne resource, some sort of 6 weeks ago now, and Allkem's resource upgrade of 110 million tonne resource. So these 100+ million tonne resources now sort of put themselves in the 8th and 9th position of globally significant resources, which puts us in a great neighbourhood. Also, from an investment perspective, Albemarle have come with Patriot after that resource, that maiden resource announcement. But more importantly, we're seeing Rio Tinto now making waves with various joint venture agreements in and around the Apollo Lithium Project. So with Midlands and Azimut Exploration. This is the US Dream Team. These obviously made a name for themselves because they're still we're still talking about them today. But we've assembled what we call the Lithium Dream Team, comprising obviously Iggy Tan and Pat Scallon, but notably Dr. Jingwan Liu, who's a international expert for downstream processing. Roger Pova from a plant operation perspective, Terry Stark, who actually was the former GM of operations for Galaxy Resources. We've also got Huyen Yen, who designed and actually constructed the Mount Cattlin project for Iggy, and also John Loxton, former Hatch, who actually project managed the Jiangsu lithium carbonate plant built in China. With them, Alex Hanley, myself, Gernot Abel, Executive Director, and Justin Rivers, Head of Geology. We've commenced very preliminary work desktop study-wise, and we've enlisted the help of Core AI, and we're using machine learning from regional projects like Corvette and Adina to really hone in on those specific features that they're seeing within their outcropping nature of those main discoveries. So we've prioritized about 28 targets at the moment, so we'll be getting boots on ground to really understand what they look like, and then going through a sort of a prioritization schedule before hoping to drill as soon as we can in the coming months. The company comprises a suite of projects across Australia and Canada. The Voyager Rare Earth project in Tasmania, which is right next door to AVX Resources, which has a 27 million tonne rare earth project, as well as the Lefroy Lithium Project in WA, proximal to Bald Hill and Mount Marion. The other project we have in the suite is in Ontario. It's the Margot Lake project, and it's situated just right next door to the PAC and Spark deposit run by TSX-listed Frontier Lithium. But all focus for us is the Apollo Lithium Project, which is obviously within a very prospective region, nestled in between two major lithium discoveries of the last 12 months. And we've obviously comprised and built a dream team that runs unparalleled within this junior space. So please join us on our mission to the universe.
Thanks, Alex. Great presentation and obviously a cracking listing. Question, do you start with the team or the project? What came first?
The project came first, and the team was built around it. We attracted Iggy back to the industry based on the prospectivity of the Apollo license in particular, and from there we built out the team to really sort of understand, or really I suppose obtain the necessary skill sets to actually build a project. And I think that's one of the main points of differences, David, is that we're looking at the opportunity to really utilise and leverage not only Iggy's prolific skill set, but also the skill set of the dream team themselves.
And in terms of the projects, particularly your key project there in Quebec, how did you get it? How hard was it to acquire, and the work that had to go into acquiring it and then developing the plan from there? Because as you say, you are in a very hot neighbourhood.
Yeah, that's right. So our partner, who still retains a 20% interest in the project and is a large shareholder of Lithium Universe, he pegged this ground really within the early stages of the James Bay boom. He was looking for a prospective ground within James Bay, proximal to recent discoveries. He enlisted the help of a pegmatite expert, Dr. Julie Selway, out of Ontario, to really sort of hone in and find this land package. He was, I suppose, one of the first movers, having sort of started that process back in January 2022, when things really, before things really started heating up there. Since then, obviously, David, we've gone through a recompliance, and the previous company, which was Mogul Games Group, is now acquired the projects themselves, and we've now sort of transformed ourselves into a mineral exploration and junior mining company.
And in terms of exploration activities, do you have a timeline on drilling or other exploration activities that those watching should be focused on?
Yeah, we're getting boots on ground, and we're going through a methodical process of really firstly understanding where to hit first. As you can understand, David, the magnitude of the license being 240 square kilometres, it's quite large. So we're deploying boots on ground at the moment, and we'll be really assessing the prospectivity first, from a drill definition and targeting perspective. In terms of drilling, we're hoping to be drilling by the end of the year.
Now, you did touch from a permitting point of view in regards to the critical minerals strategy. You did mention it and how it could provide exploration funding. What's the government doing as part of this?
Yeah, it's quite interesting, David. The critical minerals strategy, which was released in December 2022, it not only sort of alluded to the fact of exploration investment, but also streamlining of the regulatory processes and permitting processes, which is, I suppose, more important for us in terms of getting a project across the line quicker. Now, what they seem to be doing, and what I've heard from the ground, is that they're actually embedding let's say, delegates within the government, bolstering the team to actually help streamline the permitting process, both from a mining processing environmental perspective. So it's actually quite a proactive approach, not only from a funding or investment perspective, but also building out the systems internally within the Quebec and the provincial governments.
And in terms of First Nations, what's your contact been like with those groups? I understand Cree Nation is probably your First Nation body there. What's the contact been like?
Yeah, that's right. The Cree. Yep, we've had very preliminary discussions with the Cree. The Apollo license itself is on Mistissini ground, which is actually south of the license, which is near Shibagamu and Saguenay. These Cree Nation, we've communicated with them on our intentions with the license, and we've been liaising with the Cree Minerals Board also, who really support us and really helped us first engage and start that communication process. So early engagement is the best, as you can understand, David, and yeah, we're doing all the right things, and I hope we get to go there and shake hands with them very soon.
Final question, a good question. Is the business model based around acquisitions and JVs in order to drive momentum before you start drilling?
At this stage, David, we're aligned with our prospectus. We're a mineral exploration company. We are, I suppose, we've got a huge network. We've got a dream team which has experience within Quebec, but also extended network that could potentially provide project generation. Not only project generation opportunities, but also opportunities of early production, whether that be utilising the Lithium Universe Dream Team in some sort of extended capacity. So we're assessing everything. We're dynamic, we're agile, we're a new company, and we're hungry to really help the Canadian Quebec province to really make a mark on the lithium industry globally.
Well, having worked with Iggy in the past, you've definitely got someone who works hard and looks well outside the box to look for results for shareholders. So, as you say, a dream team, Lithium Universe, company to watch, newly listed, exciting times ahead. Alex, thanks for the presentation.
Thanks, David. Cheers.